Welcome to the Brooklyn Park Community Center for Friday Night Lights, hockey style, between the visitors from East Grand Forks, the number 7 Green Wave, taking on the Totino-Grace Eagles, who opened their season with a loss to Maple Grove on Wednesday night. They're hosting the 7th-ranked East Grand Forks Green Wave, who come in with a record of 3-0, as we said, ranked 7th in Class A. They have an all first line of all seniors. Luke Vanish and Ethan Treble forming the blue line. Carter Beck, Jake Jelly, and Tanner Mack. On the front line, Tucker Brown, the man in between the pipes, 3-0 with a .67 goals against average and a .955 save percentage. He saved 42 of the 44 shots he's seen this season. Green Wave will be moving right to left, skating right to left on your screen. Wearing the green uniforms with the red trim, white lettering and white numerals. Meanwhile, Totino-Grace in the traditional blue and gold. They'll start Jack Bonfey, Ben Palmer, Jake Wasik, Simon Blanco, Kyle Heffron, and John Howe will be in between the pipes. A pair of number 30s playing goaltender today, facing off between each other at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. So we're underway. And a slapper quickly sent Howe's way. He handles it cleanly. It came off the stick of Ethan Treble. 2 goals and 5 assists last season. So the draw will come out to Howe's right. Tough couple openers between facing Maple Grove and then facing this East Grand Forks squad. Totino-Grace testing itself early. Cole Avery sends that one wide. Totino trying to get it out of their own zone. They do, and now they could have an on-man rush if they hurry. Centering pass, and tied up on the doorstep was Adam Johnson, the junior center. So he couldn't get a stick to it. That's put on net and paddled aside by Tucker Brown. Green Wave bring it out of their own zone. Dumped in deep where it's collected by Cole Senker. Snagged at the blue line and thrown back in. Kyle Heffron, the junior winger. Oh, nice little outlet pass by Mason Poolman to find Cooper Holm. He gains the zone. Big hit in the right corner as the physicality starting early in this one. Minute and a half gone by, still scoreless as Totino-Grace fires a shot from the right circle. You're going to have a special effort to beat Tucker Brown. Totino nearly did right there as they continue to battle for it on the far right corner. Board battle, puck kicked out of there. Skated to the right circle, high slot now, fires a shot, and it's gloved and held by Brown. Nice shot off the stick of Ben Palmer, 6 goals and 2 assists for the senior winger last season. All these stats for Totino basically are going to be 2017-2018 stats. Draw will come out right circle of the Green Wave zone. They win it, ring around the boards, and they'll bring it out. Speeding through center ice. Landon Parker, and the play was judged to be offsides. So it'll be Parker and Meehan to do honors, and it's won by the Green Wave. Holm, nice back check applied by Totino, and they steal the puck and skate with it behind their own net. Jake Wasik passes it up. It's quickly played up by Jake Gray. And a big hit in the Green Wave zone to dislodge the puck. Nathaniel Emery, another big hit delivered by Luke Vanish, who not surprisingly leads the team in penalty minutes with 10, but he's also just a very physical defender for this East Grand Forks squad. 7 goals and 9 assists. And another big hit delivered by Vanish. Vanish is absolutely laying the lumber in the middle of the ice here so far. 3 minutes gone by, still scoreless. Luke Vanish making his presence felt here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Howe comes out of his net to play it. It's loose. There's a slapper from the blue line. Caught by Howe. He'll drop it right at his left skate. And a big hit applied by Jake Jelly. And he forces a turnover and a centering pass. No one there. Josh Nelson trying to keep it in the zone. 2 assists as he is part of a battle on the far side boards. Chipped along, but kept in. Great forecheck by East Grand Forks to keep the pressure on Totino-Grace. Back to the blue line, dumped in. Kicks off a skate of the Eagles. East Grand Forks trying to change on the fly as the puck's loose in front of the penalty box at center ice. East Grand Forks enters the zone, and I think we may have our first penalty of the evening. And indeed, it's going to be on East Grand Forks. So Totino-Grace will go on the power play with just about 4 minutes gone by, first period. Draw will come down to the right of Brown, and it's won by the Green Wave, but kept in. High slot, shot, hits a man on the way in, and a beautiful pass, and they score! Totino-Grace takes advantage. Kyle Heffron, the junior winger, pots it on the power play. 7 seconds into the power play, the Eagles score, and they take an early 1-0 lead. Goal coming at the 4:03 mark. We'll see who they give credit to the assist for. But no doubt Kyle Heffron will get the goal. That penalty was on Jake Jelly for roughing for that big hit. And Totino-Grace made East Grand Forks pay. And East Grand Forks, not a team that gives up many goals, not a team that's trailed much this season. But they find themselves down 1-0. Nick Stika and Jack Bonfie. Bonfie gets the primary assist. Stika gets the secondary. And just as quickly, Totino-Grace goes to the penalty box, so East Grand Forks has an opportunity right away to get it even back at 1. Slid over to Vanish, high slot. Pass down low, shot, good save by Howe. Circling again with the puck, another shot on net. Covered by Howe, and he'll force a draw. 11 seconds into this power play, 4.5 minutes into the first period. Heffron from Bonfie and Stika. And Stika, right after he gets the assist, goes to the penalty box for interference at 4:03. Vanish controls in the right corner, up to the right point. Down low, passed in. Good shot on net. Now Vanish collects at the left circle. He passes it across circle to circle, where Carter Beck plays it. And he lays it off. It escapes the stick of the intended recipient. So Vanish forced to skate back into his own zone to get it as the puck slid through center ice. Vanish gains the zone. Checked there by Stephen Golden. Puck loose in the right corner. Oh, good job keeping it in. Cleared but not out. Now an opportunity on the doorstep. Right circle, shot by Carter Beck, is handled by Howe, and he hangs on, freezes the puck. East Grand Forks doing a really nice job, though, of skating, moving without the puck, and their passing has been really crisp on this power play, which has gone 1 minute 8 seconds with several good opportunities for East Grand Forks, but Still a 1-0 Totino-Grace lead. Circling and banking it off the far board, Josh Nelson. Skating with it back, down low. His pass gets deflected and tipped out of the zone. Brown forced to come out and play it. Good pressure being applied by Luke Delzer for the Eagles, but instead East Grand Forks able to recollect and once again gain the zone with 31 seconds remaining on the power play. 11-11 to go, first period. Banked off the near side boards, glove down, high slot, Beck shoots, wrister blocked once again on open net, and they could not pot it as Nathaniel Emery had an opportunity for just a second, couldn't get much on it. Now Beck has it, he's crunched into behind the net. Nelson skating with it to Trey Osmus. His shot goes wide. And back to full strength as Totino-Grace successfully kills that penalty. Puck cycled down low for Beck. He's ridden off nicely by Jake Wasik. Puck loose in the right circle. Totino-Grace skating after it as East Grand Forks goes for a change. 10:25 to go, first period. Big hit applied to the Totino-Grace blue line as they try to get out of their zone. Thrown back toward Howe's net, and he sees a couple on-rushing Green Wave. He sees a Green Wave coming toward him, so he decides to freeze the puck and force the draw, which will come in the right circle of the Eagles' zone. Totino-Grace graduated leading senior Gavin LeMay's 20 points, but they do return 8 of their top 9 scorers, so this is a team that many expect to take a big jump this year. A lot of young talent on this Eagles team, and it's games like this against good teams like East Grand Forks that it's going to test them. That shot whistles wide. It's collected by Ben Palmer, who skates behind his own net. Now he'll get the return pass and play it up. Big collision in the center of the ice as Treble hits Bonfie. Puck controlled in the neutral zone by Totino-Grace, and they got to skate back to their own line to play it. Bonfie circling went away from pressure, and East Grand Forks with the high forecheck able to force Totino-Grace back. Kept in by Carter Beck. Puck hits the skate of a Eagle, and Beck nearly had a golden opportunity in the slot. Puck thrown on net by Brandon Anderson. Another loose puck. That one's deflected down by Kyle Heffron. It's off a skate and goes all the way down. It's iced. Finally, as we're nearly halfway through the first period, with the Eagles leading 1-0. Face-off. Sees Pullman and Meehan, and it's won cleanly by East Grand Forks. Played along the wall. Pullman chips it back. Totino-Grace clears. Oh, good stick. A nice stick twice by Brandon Anderson to force the turnover at center ice. And again, forcing Totino-Grace to have to retreat back into their own zone. But they're able to clear it now. Jack Gray gains the zone, right circle. Gray tries to go with a wraparound. There's a whistle and stoppage in play as the net became dislodged. East Grand Forks beat defending state champion Orono 3-1 to open the season. And when these two teams played in East Grand Forks last season, they won 7-0 at home. So Totino-Grace looking for a measure of revenge and respectability in this year's contest. Kept in, thrown toward the net. Brown saw it all the way. And skating out with it now, Tanner Mack through center ice. He leaves it for Landon Parker. Parker in the left side corner. Behind the net, nicely worked, centering pass. And it went right through the skates of its intended recipient. Back come the Eagles, a beautiful opportunity in on net, and a great save by Brown. Brown, as Sam Thielen was bearing down on his net, slid over and made the stop. Vanish circling with it behind his own net. Totino-Grace goes D to D. Puck thrown back in as Nathaniel Emery seems to be shaken up a little bit. And a nice outlet pass as Ben Palmer tries to split defenders. Palmer. And a nice job of coming out and playing that by Brown, who looks like he may be shaken up with that left shoulder. Seems to be grimacing. Big hit, meanwhile, in the Totino-Grace zone. The physicality picking up here as the puck squirts towards Howell's net. He covers and forces the draw. Now you see on the other end, meanwhile, that Brown has that left glove off and he's shaking his hand, trying to shake off whatever injury happened on that last rush. They had a golden opportunity. Sam Thielen, the puck squirted free after Ben Palmer tried to split defenders in the middle of the ice. Brown showing himself to be an aggressive goalie who will leave his crease if need be. Eagles win the draw. Big hit applied by Jake Jelly. East Grand Forks gains the zone. Another big hit delivered right in front of the Totino-Grace bench. They have an opportunity now. Bearing down left circle. Good defensive recovery by the Green Wave. 6:41 to play, first period. 1-0 Totino-Grace. Battle for it as the Eagles come off the wall. Played up high slot, slid down low. Back to the high slot. Good stick in the passing lane for as Wasik couldn't receive the pass. Nice job by Carter Beck. Oh, and a beautiful little back pass by Osmus to leave it for Beck. Meanwhile, a huge collision again in the neutral zone. East Grand Forks showing themselves to be a very physical team. Hadn't gotten chippy, though, which you don't want to see. Banked off the far boards. And again, the Eagles gain the zone. Good stick by Treble. Backhanded along, but not out as it's swept out by Vanish and iced. Totino-Grace giving East Grand Forks all they could ask for and more thus far, about more than midway through the first period. Draw comes in the right circle, Green Wave zone. Between Bonfeet and Parker. Bonfeet has it down low, centering pass. They shoot all over the net. A great opportunity for Palmer, but he missed the net. After Bonfeet won the draw and then found him all alone in front. Grand Forks has some defensive tightening to do. Great outlet pass on the stick of Parker. And his backhand attempt is handled comfortably as he was bothered all the way down there by Stephen Golden. Sophomore defenseman. But East Grand Forks again applying pressure on the Eagles' net. As Anderson and Johnson skate in the center circle to do the honors. There's a blast from the top, doesn't get all the way through. In those clean draws, you can get the one-timers from the point. And there's a great job coming over there by Jackson Gallstead, the senior forward. Now he does battle in the right corner. To the high slot, fired wide by Anderson. Kept in at the left point. And a whistle and a stoppage in play. Max skates on to do the honors for East Grand Forks. But Johnson gets the better of him for Totino-Grace. So now the Eagles try to relieve pressure. Pass whiffed on by Simon Malenko, so he has to retreat and play it rink wide for Wasik. Good stick lift executed by Thielen. Plays it on back. A big hit, again delivered by Jelly. Now skating out with speed, Delzer. Delzer through the center of the ice. Delzer in the left circle. Pass deflected up into the air, into the right corner. A couple players looking around for it, including Belanco. But Beck instead plays it rink wide. East Grand Forks trying to execute a line change right there on the fly. Backhanded across, a big turnover on the high slot, a shot, a good save by Howe. Another save, and it's swept away. Belanco sweeps the puck away after the turnover gave Cole Avery a beautiful opportunity, and he skated in. But Howe stood tall. 3:36 to go. In the first period, Totino-Grace still enjoying a 1-0 lead. East Grand Forks wins the draw cleanly. Played down low by Treble. Treble keeps it in from the left point above the right circle. Treble banks it off the far boards. Golden tries to get it out. It's kept in by Peterson. That's Vanish rather. Battle for the puck along the near boards. Centering pass, cut out nicely by Stephen Hand as Mason Pullman was waiting on the doorstep. And finally, Totino-Grace ices the puck to relieve some pressure. 14 minutes gone by, first period. Totino leads on the strength of an early Kyle Heffron goal. Turnover, a beautiful opportunity in front. Howe is down and they score! East Grand Forks and Landon Parker take advantage of a sprawling Totino-Grace netminder, and they tied at 1 with 2:54 to play in the first. Howe went down to make the initial save after the puck had squirted toward his net. And once that happened, when it came free on the rebound, Landon Parker was Johnny on the spot right there on the doorstep to net it and tie this game. Now Parker stays in to take the face-off draw in the center circle against Bonfie. So that So that goal from Parker, a couple assists on that play, including Schultz. A big hit delivered on the near side boards of the Totino-Grace zone. Tied at 1, and now the Eagles have an odd man rush. Beautiful pass across, and now a whistle and a stoppage in play. What a great feed, though, from Heffron to Palmer, who was crashing the net. Now with 2:34 to go in the first. There's another assist on that goal, but I could not hear who got it. So we'll find that out at the end of the first period and get that to you. Regardless, Totino-Grace has tied this game. Late first period. Played on back, thrown toward the net. Brown saw it all the way. Beck chips it along. Skating out with it, Mack. Loses it briefly. Now Beck chases after it. Putting pressure on Wasek in his own zone. Beck tries to cycle the puck. Instead, it'll be brought out by Bonfie. Circling is Belanco back in his own zone. Plays it across for Wasek. Pressured by Beck. Kept in by Mack briefly. And now Parker has his drive, or Palmer rather, has his drive knocked down. Vanish plays it along. Played behind the net by Howe. Another turnover in their own zone. But again, the relentless pressure of Heffron forces the turnover as he gains the zone. Minute 26 left in the first. Totino-Grace putting on the brakes. Big target in front in Heffron. Lots of pressure. Totino-Grace starting to deliver their some repayment, and now a penalty call is going to be coming up here on East Grand Forks, right in front of the ref. Cole Avery, the one judge to have committed the infraction.
We're going to have an Eagle power play.
Second East Grand Forks penalty of the period. Comes at 1:06, so Totino-Grace will have a man advantage for the first 54 seconds. Of the second period as well.
East Grand Forks Green Wave penalty to number 11, Cole Avery. He receives a liner for high sticking at 15:54. Avery, a high sticking liner at 15 minutes, 54 seconds.
Avery high sticking at 15:54 of the first period. So again, the second penalty on the Green Wave has Totino-Grace on the power play. Remember, they scored 7 seconds into their first power play, so they're 1 for 1 on the night. Tied up behind the net, Thielen crashing the net again. It becomes dislodged. They say they've scored. Refs not giving them that goal as players come together behind the East Grand Forks net. Very entertaining first period we've had. Still 34 seconds left. Kept in, and that ended up being a nice pass, and they score! I think Nick Stika was trying to shoot it, but he didn't get much on it, and instead it served as a pass, and Totino-Grace scores for the second time of the first period on the power play. This time, Adam Johnson gets the goal. That's the story of the game so far. 2 for 2, Totino-Grace on the power play. And again, the Eagles just have guys in front of the net all alone. Very little that Brown can do as they steal the puck right back. Shot goes whistling wide. So that goal comes at the 16:35 mark. Obviously the penalty gets released as well, but Johnson, 4 goals and 3 assists last year in the junior center, has his first of this year. Nick Stika's got 2 assists. 2 assists. He had 3 assists all of last year. He's got 2 assists in this period. Draw one by Bonfie. Centering pass. No one's there as the horn sounds and time expires here in the first period. Totino-Grace, on the strength of 2 power play goals in the first, leads after 1, 2-1 over the number 7 East Grand Forks. We'll step aside and bring you second period action shortly. You're watching high school hockey on youthhockeyhub.com. Back here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Bill Huff for YouthHockeyHub.com. After one period, Totino-Grace leads number 7 East Grand Forks 2-1 on the strength of 2 power play goals in the first, one at the 4:03 mark. Heffron off the assist from Stika and Bonfi. One of 2 assists in the first period by Stika. East Grand Forks would then tie the game. Parker potted home a rebound. Landon Parker finished a rebound. Let's give the assist to Brody Schultz and Nathaniel Emery. And then with just 25 seconds remaining in the period, 16:35 mark, Adam Johnson gave the Eagles the lead once again heading into the break. Once again off the assist from Stika. So 2-1 Eagles as the two teams switch sides, and they'll do it again for another 17 minutes. Tanner Mack will take the draw against Bonfi. And we can only hope the next 2 periods are as entertaining as that first period was. Totino-Grace wins the draw, circles back in their own zone. Big check applied behind the net. High slot, shot on net, opens, and they score! Tanner Mack open on the wide side. Once again, the rebound comes to the left of John Howe in a wide open net. Tanner Mack gets his first goal of the season. 6 goals and 9 assists last year for the senior forward. And he gets this game tied up 16 seconds into the second period. Unbelievable swings in this game. It was thrown on net by Ethan Treble from the high slot, and the deflection went right on the short side to Tanner Mack. Meanwhile, on the other end, Brown has to cover this one for East Grand Forks. Second period hockey here from Bangle Arena. Throws it toward the net. Brown skates outside of his crease and handles that one. Kicked down, nearly handled by Parker. And he'll go for a change as the Eagles regroup behind their own net. 14:46 to go, second period. Oh, a bad turnover, and they score! Once again, Tanner Mack, his second goal in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds of this second period. And the Green Wave take their first lead of the game. A bad turnover in their own zone hurts Totino-Grace, and East Grand Forks makes them pay. That goal coming at 2:19. Unassisted. His second, as we said, in the first 3 minutes of this second period. And just like that, and East Grand Forks right there showing their offensive prowess. You really, really can't make mistakes against a team as talented as this one. Kept in at the high slot by Totino-Grace, trying to get his way to the net. Wasik, but Green Wave able to clear. Now Wasik has it back into his own zone, plays it across. And again, the high forecheck forcing Totino-Grace back. Banked off the near side boards. Fortuitously for Beck, he plays it back looking for Jelly. But instead, Totino-Grace comes out with it. They gain the zone.
This early again, there was a lot of possession by Minnetonka, and then we'd go back and forth up and down the ice as Grand Rapids would gain possession in that first period. 16-18 to go, our second icing in less than 20 seconds. Brings it back to the stick side of Carter Clafton. Clafton with the 13 saves.
And again, the puck goes towards Howe's net, and he's forced to freeze it. Eagles trying to clear it, banked off the far boards. And Eagles forced back, big hit in front of the benches. The puck's tied up at the blue line. East Grand Forks wins that board battle. Giving chase, a big hit laid by Jackson Gallstad. Thrown toward the net by Vanish and gloved by Howe. 12.5 minutes left here, second period. As we said, good crowd on hand here tonight at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Watch these two up-and-coming teams. And really, East Grand Forks is just one heck of a solid program. Made state tournament 4 times since 2013, and Coach Tyler Palmiskno won 2 Class A state titles at East Grand Forks, and he's back behind the bench once again this season as he returns to lead East Grand Forks. And the Green Wave faithful sure glad about that, because they are looking every bit the part of state contender thus far this season. Mack and his 2 goals back out there to take the draw against Delzer. One cleanly. Great opportunity, Mack, and he shoots and scores! Unbelievable, Tanner Mack, a hat trick in the first 5 minutes of the second period. East Grand Forks doubling up to Totino-Grace. Mack won the draw, went to the high slot, it was fed down to him, and he was all alone, and he sniped it inside the right post. A second period to remember for Tanner Mack. 6 goals and 9 assists all last season. He's got 3 goals in this period alone. Mack from Vanish and Jelly to make it 4-2. Now Totino-Grace trying to regain some momentum and get their senses back, as that's paddled aside by Brown. And back the other way come the Green Wave. Avery dumps it in and gives chase. Played in the neutral zone, thrown on the net. As Howe watches it go whistling by. Malenko puts on the brakes, passes it up for Heffron. Big collision in the center of the ice between 2 East Grand Forks players, and an offside play, as looked like the Eagles may have a man advantage opportunity, a 3-on-2, but odd man rush. But instead, They were offside, and they'll have to do the draw in the neutral zone. 11:07 to go, second period. 4-2 East Grand Forks. Puck thrown on net by Nick Stika. Paddled aside by Brown. Big check delivered on the far side. East Grand Forks to Stika. Wrister. Looked like Brown never saw it, but it went above his net. Jepson. East Grand Forks trying to clear the zone, and they do. Dumped out by Parker Anderson. Collecting it, Nielsen. Stephen Hand plays it up for Stika, who backhands it into the zone. Left corner board battle. And just the numerical advantage for East Grand Forks. Totino-Grace trying to keep it in, and they do. Played back along. Anderson will fling it down the ice. And icing is called. 7:02 gone by. Second period. 3 East Grand Forks goals in the first 5 minutes. Give the Green Wave a 2-goal lead. The draw will come out to the right of Brown. It's won by Thielen. And Totino-Grace. Beck sends it along. That's Parker. Centering pass, nobody home. Mack has it, high slot, looking for his 4th of the period, and it's gloved comfortably by Howe. No traffic in front of Howe on that one from the high slot. Mack stays in to take the draw. Vanish keeps it in the zone, throws it toward the net. And Howe, taking no chances, freezes the puck. Vanish is a weapon up there at the right point. Win the draw back to him, and he can really put some thunder behind that shot. Backhanded dangerously back in front of the Totino-Grace goal. Palenko plays it up to his blue line. It's stolen right back by Parker. Parker twisting through the neutral zone. Parker from the high slot. Howe saw it all the way. Apparently they're remaking The Lion King. I didn't know this, but the song they're playing at the arena reminds me. People raving about it. My cameraman, not so convinced. Board battle behind the Totino-Grace goal. Players getting mixed up as the Eagles trying to get something going here in this second period. Big collision at center ice. And once again, it's in the possession of the East Grand Fork Green Wave. Banked off the near side boards by Osmus. Played along, and Heffron takes it out. He gloves it down at the blue line. And it's slapped toward the Green Wave goal by Stika. He'll once again play it, deflected up into the Eagles net. Eagles bench, rather. 8:21 remaining second period. 4-2. Green Wave lead. Both teams changing lines. Second line's back out there. And if you're East Grand Forks, you probably feel like it. As long as you can stay out of the box, you have a good chance of winning this game if we're just playing even strength 5-on-5 hockey. Hand giving chase into the left corner. Puts on the brakes. Nearly loses it. Jack Gray tied up by Spencer. Skating with it. Out to the high slot. A drive goes wide the left post. Centering pass. Couldn't get much out on it. From just above the left circle, another shot goes wide. Oh, a great save made there by Brown. And finally a whistle, and we have a penalty coming up. But not before the Eagles managed to pepper the East Grand Forks net with 3 or 4 shots. We'll see who the guilty party is. And it's going to be Spencer. So again, Totino-Grace goes on the power play. First penalty of the second period. Comes at the 9:28 mark. And now East Grand Forks manages to get it out of the zone and force Totino-Grace to regroup. Played up and helped along by Adam Johnson, who had the second of the 2 goals. Spencer at 9:28, 2 minutes for hooking. So the third power play opportunity. Totino-Grace, as we said, has already scored twice in 2 chances. No doubt that was a talking point for the Green Wave at the end of the first period. Big hit delivered in front of their own bench as, again, the Green Wave just not letting the Eagles get set up on the power play. Continuing to bring that physicality. Beck, watched closely by Vanish, who gets a stick in there. Kept in by Stika. Vanish. There's a man, Jack Gray, tied up along the near side boards. Colin Nielsen also in there. Finally, East Grand Forks comes off the boards and flings the puck down the ice. Aggressive play as it's batted up into the zone, and icing is whistled. Not sure exactly why John Howe decided to do that, but with 36 seconds remaining on the power play, and we'll skate back down to the other end and take the draw in the right circle of the Eagles zone. Penalty kill going a lot better for East Grand Forks than their 2 in the first period, obviously. Heffron plays it across, and they're offside. That's 3rd or 4th time tonight Totino-Grace has been just a bit off with their timing as far as entering the zone. Nothing doesn't help offensive momentum anyway. Eagles control the puck, but again, East Grand Forks content to let them handle it and back up. Heffron gains the zone. Plays it back for Blanco. Thrown toward the net. East Grand Forks skates out with it. Palmer has his pass batted down. Back to even strength. As driving the net is Wasik, and Wasik crashes hard into Brown, and now we could have something going. Brown is down as the net has become dislodged. Jace Wasik was driving the net hard, and Brown is slow to get up. The refs having to break up fisticuffs after Brown was essentially run over. Jake Jelly in there, protecting his teammates. Simon Blanco will go to the box. Jelly will go to the box. With, I believe, incidental minors, but Jake Wasik should be going for goaltender interference. No official word yet. 5:22 remaining in the period, 4-2. And we'll see how long they decide this penalty should be. Not sure if Wasik just fell or as he was hard charging the net, but he came with intent and he absolutely flattened Tucker Brown. Talking to the captains, Vanish and Stika. Brown, fortunately, appears to be okay as the trainers make their way off the ice. Stephen Hand checking with Brown.
East Grand Forks Green Wave penalty to number 8, Jake Kelly, a minor for roughing. Totino-Grace Eagles penalties. The first to number 22, Simon Belenko, a minor for roughing. Second to number 14, Jake Wassick, a minor for charging. Time of the penalties, 11 minutes, 38 seconds. Green Wave penalty to 8 Kelly for roughing. Eagles penalties to number 22, Belenko for roughing. And the 14, Wassick for charging at 11:38.
Wassick goes for charging at 11:38, and East Grand Forks has a golden opportunity here as they have it at the high slot. They immediately got a shot right off the draw to start things. They really worked that puck around as now it's down low. And Beck will trade places. Mack shoots and scores. I don't think Mack's going to get credit for the goal, but the Green Wave score within the first 23 seconds of that power play. Second power play goal of the period. And right there, it was just a simple play. Beck and Mack changing positions. Pass back to Mack. Mack's initial shot again rebounded to his teammate who swept it in. And East Grand Forks now leads it 5-2. Last two goals for the Green Wave have been on the power play, and this time Mack gets the helper. So Mack with a hat trick and an assist in this second period, ultimately getting credit for the goal, however, was Parker Anderson. Spencer also gets an assist on that play. And East Grand Forks has really taken this one by the scruff of the neck in the second period, scoring 4 goals in basically the first 12 minutes to take a commanding 5-2 lead. And again, they've both stayed out of the box, but also made Totino-Grace pay on their penalties. Totino scores twice on the power play in the first period. East Grand Forks scores twice in the second period. And once again, they have it backhanded toward Avery, and swept out. Vanish has to collect. And he'll play it along for Treble. Treble up for Avery. Avery collided with at the Totino-Grace blue line. Kept in nicely by Holm. Howe plays it behind his own net. Vanish banks it off the far side boards, right to a Eagle. Gains the zone, trying to toe drag his way through, but Nielsen could not get past Vanish, and now a whistle and a stoppage in play. And I think Vanish might be heading back to the box. Second East Grand Forks penalty of the period, first on Vanish. Although, as we said, he leads the team in penalty minutes with 10 this season in 3 games. So,
Penalty to number 25, Parker Anderson. He receives a minor for hooking at 13:32.
now
Anderson, a minor for hooking at 13:32.
Anderson is actually the one who goes to the box for hooking. Vanish is in the box as well after exchanging some pleasantries. Now Totino back on the power play. From the high slot, that shot's driven down by Carter Beck. Now Beck will mix it up along the near side boards, and that puck is flung down back into the Eagles zone. 2:49 to play, second period. Fired up by Stika. Evades Bonfi. Banked high off the glass. Parker putting pressure on Totino-Grace as the Eagles try to get their power play going. Avery rings it around where it's played by Howe. And now East Grand Forks will let Totino set up with 45 seconds left on the power play. Stika trying to make his way through the high slot, and instead it could be a shorthanded opportunity. Parker gets to the left circle and throws it on net. And a penalty is coming up here as Vanish had it in the high slot, but a whistle and a stoppage in play. Two players tangled up on the far side. I think Parker may have thought that he was going, but I think it's going to be, no, he is going. Parker with the cross check. So it remains 2 Green Wave in the box and 1 Eagle. 28 seconds remaining on this Totino-Grace power play. As we await the official announcement, things starting to get chippy here late second period. Polanco skiing skillfully with it. Parker with the roughing minor at 15:09. But Palmer will actually be the one in the box serving the penalty. As he goes for cross-checking at 15:09. 3 of the 4 penalties this period on East Grand Forks. This penalty is about to be released, and after being 2 for 2 in the first period, Totino-Grace rather has been shut out in this second period. East Grand Forks starting to assert itself after finding its footing. Icing whistle as there's 1:18 to play here in the second period. East Grand Forks on the strength of 3 goals and an assist in this second period from senior forward Tanner Mack, enjoying a 5-2 lead. Draw will come back down in the East Grand Forks zone in the left circle. And off the draw, Treble sends it around. It's kept in the left point. Vanish banks it off the far boards. It hits the ref, it looks like. Vanish will go collect in the right corner and ring it around. Deltzer trying to get something going for Totino-Grace. He comes off the boards. But again, Vanish there to clean things up. Mack also doing the dirty work in the corners. 42 seconds left in the period. Puck squirts free in the left circle. Thrown on net. Good save from the high slot. Driven down. East Grand Forks putting bodies on the line to block shots from Wasik and Deltzer. And a big hit delivered on the near side boards. Jelly really putting some oomph into that. Physicality increasing. Battle in the neutral zone. Totino somehow coming away with it from the right circle. Fires a shot that goes wide. Wasik putting a lot of pressure on the net. And finally, it's flung down into the Totino-Grace zone as time expires here, second period. It was a period dominated by East Grand Forks. They scored twice on the power play, 4 goals in the period, and they head to the third and final period with a commanding 5-2 lead here on the road. From the Brooklyn Park Community Center, you're watching high school hockey on youthhockeyhub.com. Ready to start the third period here from the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Bill Hupp for YouthHockeyHub.com. A second period dominated by East Grand Forks. And more specifically, Tanner Mack, the senior forward, 3 goals and an assist in that period. He scored twice in the first 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And then a third time at the 4:54 mark. A period in which East Grand Forks outshot Totino-Grace 12-8. They now have a 12-shot advantage, 29-17. And John Howe, the senior netminder for the Eagles, has played all right. I mean, he stopped 24 of 29 shots. On the other end, Tucker Brown has stopped 17 of 19. And it really started to pick up in terms of chippiness and physicality at the end of that second period. So expect we'll see if we see more of the same in the second rather than the third and final period. In the meantime, Johnson and Mack to do the honors to start the third. Swept in by Totino-Grace. Played along by Treble. Fired from the right point by Wasik. Battle in the right corner. Wasik delivers a hit. And it's kept in. Chipped along by Denzer. Backhanded by Vanish for Beck. Glove down in the neutral zone. And bounced off the far boards by Wasik. Puck squirts free into the Totino-Grace zone, and nearly a bad giveaway, having to come out and play it. Wow, Cole Avery nearly made Totino-Grace pay. Instead, it's a shot from the left circle that goes whistling wide. Holm had a good opportunity. Now trying to relieve pressure as Stika banks it off the far boards. Totino-Grace gains the zone. The left circle. And nearly a big open ice collision in the middle of the East Grand Forks zone. Eagles possess it and dump it in. Brown comes out to play it. Totino looking like they have a little more spark here to start the third. Playing with a bit more energy. On the left slot, fired toward the net. Good traffic in front of Brown, but he saw it. And it trickles to the right corner, and now East Grand Forks will try to clear the zone, and they do. Holm gains the zone from the high slot. His shot deflected away. He goes down, and a hooking penalty coming up on the Eagles. Holm really made that happen. He gained the zone, fired a shot, chased his own miss, and then was brought down with a hook by Colin Nielsen, the senior defenseman. So first penalty of the third period goes the way of Totino-Grace. Or goes against Totino-Grace, really. Pretty easy call, really, for the refs to make. That's a minute 50 into the third. So the power play back out there for East Grand Forks. Vanish being hounded by Palmer. East Grand Forks just so deep and talented. A lot of brothers of quality college players, and just a great tradition of hockey, as we said. And part of the tradition established by guys like head coach Tyler Palmasino. Minute 33 remaining on the power play. Kept in, give and go from the high slot, fired wide by Osmus. Brother Gage, one of the best players East Grand Forks has had. Backhanded along. Osmus for Parker. who just came back on Tuesday after being injured since the summer. He's a valuable addition to this East Grand Forks team, so an important player, and they just keep adding more depth as they get guys back from injury. Osmus didn't see Deltzer coming, but East Grand Forks retains possession, fires a shot. Brown with a save. Another save by Howe. And he covers, and the Eagles come to the defense of their goaltender. Right there, those shots just too easy from East Grand Forks. It was from the high slot, and Howe saw it all the way, but that's still a wicked wrister to have to deal with. 13:59 remaining in the game, 49 seconds left on the power play. Johnson and Mack. Mack plays it on back to the right point. There's a shot teed up. Good pad save made. Spencer let it fly. Left corner battle. Spencer can't keep it in. He has to give chase back in his own zone. In the right circle. Shoved along by Beck. Back for Spencer, who gains the zone, puts on the brakes. Plays it to the high slot, left circle. Mack tried to pass it back for Spencer. Just a bit off. Spencer able to keep it in. High slot for Mack. Great pass. Looking for Jelly. Jelly banks it off the far boards. Jelly to Beck. Back to Mack. Nearly a goal. In front of the side in the left corner. It's played along as Beck trying to get to the puck, and he does. East Grand Forks putting relentless pressure on as we're back to even strength. So Totino able to kill the penalty rather, but that shot from the right circle goes wide, and now Totino-Grace back the other way. Deltzer into the high slot. Leaves it there for Johnson. He's bumped off the puck, and now a 2-on-2 back the other way for the Green Wave. Another shot, good blocker save made to deny Osmus. Gray gains the zone, right circle, tight angle, tries to do the wraparound, hounded there relentlessly by Josh Nelson, and he's crunched between two Green Wave on the far side. 12:16 remaining in the game, 5-2 still, lead in favor of East Grand Forks. Banked off the far boards, and an icing is whistled.
Trivia winners, 2 from Totino-Grace. Michael Mesmo, 8-year-old. Who was number 9 for the team, which was Mike McDonald's number in the movie.
East Grand Forks had a great year last year, 15-11-2. They lost in the section championship to Thief River Falls, 4-0. They're a member of the loaded Mariucci Conference. There's a shot that goes wide. Green Wave back the other way. Parker hounding Heffron. Turnover in the neutral zone. Vanish has his shot deflected off Avery and into the protective netting. As we said, they're a member of the loaded Mariucci Conference, so you can't let records be the judge. And they also play a tough non-conference schedule. In fact, EGF will continue to play on the road tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. as another shot is saved by Howe. They'll go up to St. Cloud to play Cathedral tomorrow afternoon. Wrap around, short side, the net becomes dislodged as Holm was looking to do something special. He's already got a goal and 2 assists this season. They reset the net, and we'll do the draw in the left circle of the Totino zone. Totino also playing tomorrow. They'll host Anoka here. They start first 3 games of the season here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center. Off the draw. Holm, centering pass. Behind Pullman. Battle for it at the line. The ref has to get out of the way. Holm Pullman gives chase. Avery in the right corner. Good skating by Blanco to get free. Now Totino, and the play is offside. 10:49 remaining in the game. 5-2 Green Wave lead. Mack and Johnson, two of the goal scorers tonight, doing the honors. And off the draw, Jelly rushes forward with Beck, two of the bigger offensive players for East Grand Forks. They haven't even had their big studs offensively tonight. First line, but Mack has more than made up. Backhanded toward the net, doesn't get all the way through, and they score! And just as I was talking about him, Carter Beck gets his third goal of the season. And we'll see who they officially credit to, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Carter Beck, who makes it 6-2 Green Wave. And again, Totino just unable to clear their zone. So the first goal of the third period goes to East Grand Forks. Carter at 6:32 from Jelly and Mack. So Mack's got 5 points tonight, 3 goals and 2 assists. Jelly's got 2 helpers as well, as East Grand Forks again making their way. Good stick in the passing lane by Stika. He'll give chase now on the near side boards and clear it up into the neutral zone. 6-2, East Grand Forks firmly in command here after trailing 2-1 entering the second period. Max scored 3 times the first 5 minutes of the second period. He's assisted on the last 2 goals. As East Grand Forks has scored 5 unanswered. Backhanded by Parker. Fired toward the net, comfortable pad save made, and I believe we have a penalty coming up. And it is indeed going to be on Totino-Grace. Simon Blanco, the guilty party. Second Totino-Grace penalty of the period. Now penalties basically even at 4 apiece. East Grand Forks has scored on 2 power plays tonight, 2 for 4. Blanco for cross-checking at 7:23. Tight angle shot. Josh Nelson, that goes wide. He trickles all the way back down where Brown has to play it. 9 minutes to go in the game, 6-2. East Grand Forks looks well on their way to moving to 4-0 on the season. Good skating here by Parker, but he loses it in the neutral zone. It's backhanded along by Hand. Nelson off the skate of his teammate. And now a good opportunity for Totino-Grace. Getting to the middle of the ice. Circling the zone, but forced back out was Deltzer for Wasik. And with 44 seconds remaining on the power play, but a nice job by the Totino-Grace penalty kill of just killing a few more seconds. And that pass was whiffed on by Beck, and now a whistle and a stoppage in play. And it looks like it's going to be an East Grand Forks penalty. Not sure who's going to go, but indeed, Trey Osmus, the freshman defender, brother of Gage, goes to the box. First penalty on the Green Wave of the third period. So,
East Grand Forks Green Wave penalty at bench minor, 50 men on the ice at 8:50.
well, Osmus will serve it, but too many men on the ice at 8:50. Great shot. A hard shot, laser by Mack, and that caught Howe in the shoulder. He made the nice save. He's shaking it off now. Howe skating around, trying to collect himself after that rocket from the left circle. Caught him square. Totino-Grace will have a minute 27 man advantage after their penalties released in 6 seconds. Draw comes down to the right circle of the East Grand Forks zone.
Your Eagles full strength and on the power play.
Flung into the Totino-Grace zone by Trable. Battle in the right corner. Cole Avery really doing the dirty work, surrounded by 3 Eagles. And he manages to keep it in the zone, much to the delight of the fans here, wearing the green and red. Pullman hustling after it. And they just keep coming at you. I mean, they come at you in waves, pardon the pun, but East Grand Forks just so deep. Heffron looking for his second from the left circle. Good save, squeezed and held on to by Brown. 41 seconds remaining on this power play. Northwest Suburban Conference game tomorrow for Totino-Grace. Nice job by Holm to evade the defender into the high slot. His shot gets driven down by Belanco. Holm again getting after it, but skating out with speed is Delzer. Delzer. And again, the play would have been ruled offside. It's puck's finally flung down ice. 10 seconds left in the power play before we're back to even strength. Totino trying to get something going since that 2-goal burst in the first period. Now an odd man rush for East Grand Forks. Right circle shot, they score! It's roofed by Luke Vanish. A goal and an assist tonight for the senior defenseman. 7-2, East Grand Forks. They turned it over just as the penalty was ending, and Vanish, I'm not sure if that's going to count as shorthanded or not, but Vanish has a hard shot, and he kind of bore down on the net, and really very little that John Howe could do. Vanish unassisted at 11:02. East Grand Forks was 6 straight. Meanwhile, on the other end, right circle centering pass, deflected away. Gavin Jepson had the right idea, but great hustle play to get back, and East Grand Forks not content to sit back with a 5-goal lead. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. 7-2 as we're back to even strength. Nicely played back to Parker from the high slot. That's deflected up and over the net. Again, high slot. That shot goes wide by Josh Nelson. Osmus back in his own zone. Plays it up, and it's shuffled along by Cooper Holm. Johnson thought about blasting it, but instead just helped it along. Well, he'll skate back and play it up for Stika. Parker circles with it through the neutral zone. Landon Parker shoots right into the chest of John Howe. 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Totino-Grace will fall to 0-2 on the season, but they've played about as tough a two teams to open the season as you could, as most teams in the state anyway, Maple Grove and East Grand Forks. We'll see how they bounce back tomorrow in a Northwest Suburban Conference game right here in Brooklyn Park against Anoka. Good blocker save by Howe. Cleared but not out. Mack gets tripped up by Stika. Another opportunity right in front of the net by Jelly. Corner battle's getting physical as driving the net and shooting wide of Howe. Now the shot advantage really piling up for East Grand Forks. So the refs doing everything they can to keep these two teams separated. Mack draws the tripping penalty. On Stika. At 12:49, so third power play of the period about to start for the green and red. Forecheck by Sam Thielen, really making East Grand Forks work to clear their zone. Spencer sends it in. Howe plays it behind his own net. To the right point for Spencer. Down low, played back just outside the right circle. Back for Spencer at the high slot. Drives. Loose puck in front of the net. Backhanded out. Spencer keeps it in. Swept along by Parker Anderson, who had the last goal of the second period for East Grand Forks. It's helped out for Deltzer in the left circle. He's tied up. Vanish back at his own net with 3:03 remaining in the game. To the blue line to Cooper Holm. Right circle, high slot. Shot fired. Treble at the blue line. Cross for Vanish. Vanish, right point. East Grand Forks really moving that puck now. Vanish, high slot. Across for Treble. Deflected toward the net by Avery. Howe saw it all the way. Delayed penalty coming up. Left circle shot. And now the penalty be whistled. And now a couple players going to the ice in the right corner. 2 seconds remaining on the current penalty. But I think may have another Eagle in the box, as that first period went about as good as they could have expected. And it's been all East Grand Forks ever since. Ben Palmer, the guilty party this time. 3 Eagles in the penalty box and 1 for East Grand Forks. 7-2, Green Wave. Overwhelming Totino-Grace in the second period and tacking on a couple more in the third. Lots of deliberation between the men in stripes on the far side. As at this point, you would think Totino clearly frustrated with East Grand Forks' physical play, especially up 7-2, and just kind of wanting to deal with it at this point. Emery to take the draw against Heffron. As soon as we get back to action.
East Grand Forks brings up penalty to number 14, Cooper Holm, a minor for roughing.
Holm goes for roughing.
Penalties to number 22, Simon Valenco, a minor for roughing. To number 10, Ben Palmer, a minor for unsportsmanlike conduct at 14:47.
Velasco goes as well in the incidental minors, and then Palmer.
Problems, the penalties will be the coincidence to be over at 13 seconds and a whistle.
They're having caulk issues here at the Brooklyn Park Community Center, so we'll get it sorted out. East Grand Forks retains possession in the right corner. Up to the right point.
Palmer will be on the box at 13 seconds.
Played across to the high slot. Big hit delivered by Heffron. Howe hangs on. Minute 51 to go in the game. This one's all over but the shouting. Left circle, a drive. Good save by Howe. Puck slides through center. Through the neutral zone. Spencer has to retreat. Trying to get away from Heffron, who's hounding him. Now he'll pull him down on top of him and, I believe, go to the box. One of them will. East Grand Forks likes it. Heffron jawing with the East Grand Forks bench, but he just joins his teammates. I'm going to say he grabbed Spencer's stick.
Legal penalty, number 23, foul.
7-2, East Grand Forks with a minute 39 left in the game. And we'll see if there's any more penalties before it's all said and done. Avery in the right circle. Playing catch down low, banked off the far side boards. Spencer wants it in the right slot. Thought about a shot. Good traffic in front for East Grand Forks. That shot driven down. Spencer forced to retreat to his neutral zone, to the neutral zone to get it. And East Grand Forks is offside. Deltzer loves to get to the middle of the ice, go right to left. Gets in the left circle, shoots. Awkward save by Brown, and in fact the net becomes dislodged, but Deltzer 9 goals and 2 assists last year for the speedy sophomore winger, and he forced Brown into making an uncomfortable save. 5-on-3 is how we'll end things with a minute 5 left to go in the period. Left to go in the game, and we'll see if Spencer and East Grand Forks look to attack anymore, as there's exactly 1 minute left. East Grand Forks stays undefeated, 4-0. Totino-Grace will fall to 0-2. They'll look to get their first win tomorrow night as Spencer thought about teeing it up, instead he passes it. Good unselfish play by the Green Wave. 42 seconds left as the puck stolen back by Totino-Grace. Deltzer wants to attack. Almost gained the zone, and then Spencer poked it away. Deltzer has it at the blue line. Circles back into his own zone. And with 23 seconds left, they'll be content to just pass this one around. Avery back at his own blue line. 5 seconds to play. And East Grand Forks will skate it out as their fans rise and applaud the Green Wave. Trailing 2-1 after one. They score the next 6 goals, the last 6 goals of the game. and win it going away by a final of 7-2. Thank you for watching Youth Hockey on youthhockeyhub.com from Brooklyn Park Community Center. Again, the final here tonight, number 7, East Grand Forks 7, and Totino-Grace 2. Good night, everybody.